Most worship drummers don't struggle with groove. They struggle because they don't know where they're at in the song. And when you don't understand song structure, you overplay or you come in too loud or you panic when the song changes. In this video, I'm going to show you a very simple layout that most worship songs follow so you can play with confidence even as a beginner. Let's break it down. So in this picture, you'll see the layout of an entire worship song. You'll have your intro, verse 1, pre-chorus, chorus, verse 2, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, and then you'll have a chorus or a tag at the end of the song, and then into your outro. So you'll see the word in parentheses optional next to your pre-chorus and your bridge, and that's because not all songs have a bridge. If they don't, most generally speaking, there is a third verse in place of the bridge. But structurally, you still, most of the time, play the same things that you would play in a bridge. And in the same way, some songs don't have pre-choruses. They'll just go straight from a verse right into a chorus. Now, from a dynamic standpoint, your choruses is going to be your main course. And then the verses and the bridge, they're your appetizers leading up to the main chorus. But as long as you understand the structure of every worship song, you will always know what to go to and what to play. So with your intro, generally speaking, it's usually soft played either on piano or acoustic guitar with some light dynamic work on your cymbals. Following the intro, you have verse 1. Verse 1 stays quiet as well. And then in your first pre-chorus, there is some light dynamic tension building up to that first chorus, but generally speaking, it's still not full band. Now out of that first chorus, you go into your second verse, and this is where stuff really starts to come to life. I like to think as verse 2 as sort of setting the table. Now, following verse 2, going into that pre-chorus 2, right before the second chorus, that's where you're going to want a little bit more syncopation, kind of build a little bit more dynamics. Now, with the dynamics rising in your pre-chorus, you are going to slide directly into your second chorus full band. So now following your second chorus, you're going into the bridge. Bridges are fun because they're creating a more of a dynamic tension leading into that final chorus and outro. A very important side note for bridges is that they're usually not repeated once. Generally speaking, you're repeating a bridge no less than 2 times. Most of the time, it is 4 or even 6 times. Now don't get too overwhelmed. When I'm looking at bridges, I try to split it up evenly right down the middle. So for this demonstration, let's just assume that the bridge is repeated 4 times. So if you split that down the middle, you'll have 2 over here and 2 over here. And let's just say that your first 2 are quiet and your second 2 are building into your final chorus. So at this point in the song, there's a lot of dynamic tension, and the release is going to be going into your final chorus. So at the end of your final chorus, you usually go into a tag, which could be back into a heavy full band bridge or just into a big outro, sort of like an instrumental. Now with all this being said, this would be your structure for an average worship song that you would play at your church. Now to apply this to a worship song, let's take it to the kit where I'll walk you through the full structure as we play.
In the darkness, we were waiting without hope, without light, till from heaven you came running. There was mercy in your eyes to fulfill the law and prophets. To a virgin came the word from a throne of endless glory to a cradle in the dirt. Praise the Father, praise the Son, praise the Spirit, 3 in 1. God of glory, majesty, till that stone was moved for good. For the Lamb had conquered death, and the dead rose from their tombs, and the angels stood in awe. For the souls of all who'd come to the Father are restored, and the church of Christ was born. Then the Spirit lit the flame, this gospel of old shall not kneel, shall not faint, but His blood in His name, in His freedom I am free. For the love of Jesus Christ, who has resurrected me. Forever to the King of Kings.
Understanding the structure is step one. If you want help knowing what to play during verses or choruses, I'll link a video to that here where I break that down specifically for beginners. You can watch that next.